Welcome to Season 3 of the M-W Tactical Podcast. Sit back and enjoy the conversations with the mad scientist and myself as we discuss the sport of shooting, goals, training, and everyday life. You are listening to the M-W Tactical Podcast. All right, good people. We're back at it again. Another installation of the M-W Tactical Podcast. And this week's show is sponsored by the Gun Cleaners. I've been using the Gun Cleaners for over 2 years, and I stand behind the product because I think it knocks off the dirt and lubricates the firearm as you need it. Check out the Gun Cleaners and utilize the lube and the solvent and see how it works out for you. And when you do make an order, tell them I sent you, and then hit me up and I'll give you a discount code as well. Also, don't forget that we have the South Carolina section taking place April 30th through May 2nd. Registration is open now. Come on out to Belton, South Carolina and hang out with the mad scientists and myself and start up a conversation, take pictures, and let's have some fun together, you know. So, also, if you're listening to the show in the morning when it first comes out at Shooters in Augusta, Georgia, CSRA Shooters, there is a gun law shield class taking place. I ended up getting the information late, so that's why we didn't get to talk about it in the past episode. But if you are in that area, the Augusta, Georgia area, there is a law shield class taking place at CSRA Shooters. And we will put the information in the bio of the comments of the show and everything.
It's a good class. I've been to one of them before. U.S. Law Shield.
Yeah, very informational. Very informational. So without further ado, without jumping the gun, we got to bring him in the way we know how. The man who knows how to turn the wrench, turn on the machine, fix the gun, lubricate the gun, give insight on the gun. And for what I understand, he actually washes windows. So without further ado, the mad scientist himself, Dave. What's going on, Dave?
What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, so how's your week been going for you?
Seems like it's been a really long week, and I think it's just because of, coming back after, a few days off for Christmas break. I enjoyed not going to work for a few days.
Yeah, well,
but it's been all right. Stayed busy at work. It's time to shoot a match now.
I totally agree with you on that one. Also, what I actually ended up doing was spending time with my daughter, and I had the first time of doing the virtual schooling with her.
Yeah.
And hearing all these parents online, and like when it first started happening and everybody was complaining about it, I actually found it fun. But then again, I joke about everything. And when we were sitting there doing the spelling stuff, I was like, what are you spelling? Because I told my daughter just to spell out something. And she spelled it out, and I'm saying what she spelled out, and we're just sitting there giggling and having a great time behind that. So
I've done some of that with my son. He likes it.
Yeah, it seems like she has fun with it. But like I said, overall, I had fun with it, and an everyday process. I think it will be something like how you took a class, like a shooting class, and then you took that same shooting class again, and it kind of opened the windows, and you're a little bit more, familiar with it.
Yeah.
To expand your horizons with it. I think that's how it is with schooling at that young age. So it kind of brings back the memories, but you'd be like, man, hold on, I took so much stuff for granted. How did I forget to spell were or R? Something like that. So but like I said, it was fun.
Well, I'm glad you learned how to spell with your daughter over the weekend.
Yeah, man. So it was fun. So also, we got another addition to the podcast. Now, this person has been on the podcast last season. So when we was doing the information block of what was going on in the area, you heard the voice, and I asking this person to come onto the podcast and join us in the conversation, mainly because it gives a fresh approach between two guys talking with the female voice, So without further ado, and hoping she is not too nervous and scared, as she likes to call it, Coach B is now officially on the M-W Tactical Podcast. How's it going for you, B?
It's good. Hi, Mike. Hi, Dave.
Hi. We need to applause. Do the applause button.
Yeah, we're gonna throw the applause
Okay.
up in there.
All right.
But for everybody that was thinking that that Coach B wasn't gonna come on the show and it was a joke, she's here.
Oh, the rim shot button. I need to get some sound effects.
Yeah. So, what's going on with you, Coach B? How was your week, and what's going on with you within shooting and everything?
My week's been good. Busy at work. Shooting. I haven't shot a match since I think the Florida match, the Florida section in December. I'm not real sure when my next match will be.
No, I got you on that one, but it sounds like the front office of MW Tactical is keeping her busy.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, like I said, like I said, I don't do anything, so everything falls on her.
It's good to have some help.
Yeah. So, but what else is going on with you? How are you taking everything that's going on with the COVID and not having primers, which look like they're coming in slowly now? And I know you said everything that's going on in personal life and what's going on in the front office is kind of taking you away, but eventually that's going to slow down for you. But how are you adjusting and looking at all this? No, it's just a question. Just answer it honestly.
I'm hoping that soon the primers come in and we can shoot more matches and not have to kind of pick and choose what matches we are going to shoot. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I shoot for fun. You shoot for a different reason. So I would rather you shoot and do the matches because mine is really just for fun. So
No, I got you. So once again, and Dave can actually attest to this, whereas your progression over a year has been phenomenal, and I think it was
really
fast paced. I think it was fast paced.
Oh my! Really, seriously, huge improvement.
Yeah,
very quick.
Yeah, and one thing that she does very well, and she shoots well moving. And it's like no explanation is needed for her to shoot on the move because it's just natural for her. But she has a natural ability to actually sit back and observe somebody and then put it in perspective of what they should do or what they can do to help them shoot better.
We had mentioned some of this a couple episodes ago, but I think Coach B has just gained so much more confidence in herself and her shooting ability.
Right.
And it definitely shows. It definitely shows tremendously.
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, thank you for actually coming on to the podcast. But there was a catch to this. All right. So don't forget, we do the podcast audio on your favorite streaming platform, but we also put the podcast on YouTube. And the deal was she comes onto the podcast, but she couldn't be on the camera. So if you're trying to see it, you're going to see me when she's talking. So, but that was the deal we made because she is extra nervous for no reason.
Well, it's a start.
Yeah. Like I said, thank you for coming on and giving the female perspective of the conversations that we are having.
You are welcome.
Well, there we have it. Also, I also want to give thanks again to those who are listening to us around the globe. Once again, we do appreciate it. We do thank you. And share it with your friends, families, loved ones, and let's get more people into the conversation.
Hey, do we have any listeners in Bosnia by chance?
I'm not certain, but I can look those stats up on the break or the next time we have a conversation. So when we take a commercial break, I can look it up and let you know.
I got a little intel on some more primers. And if there's some Bosnian listeners, we might need a little help getting some on the boat over here.
Yeah, that might be the message we need to spread across the globe through the podcast. Yeah. So, yeah, Coach B actually said the same thing about the primers. And we had a conversation one time about the primers, and it was more along the lines of like, what's going to happen if and when. I was more like, I think when it gets closer down to that line of the end, they're going to slowly come back in, which is going to push the demand and the price up higher. And I think we're at that point right now. When companies are making bullets or the ammunition, I believe what's taking place is that supply is going to those companies first before it goes to the hobbyists, in the sense of speaking. But I really don't know, to be honest with you. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, a lot of just about all the stuff that's being produced within the states is from the major ammo manufacturers here. So they're using their own primers without having any excess ammo. With such a demand for ammo, there's not going to be any excess primers. So they can't afford to just sell primers because then they won't have them for their own ammo. So we're kind of depending on importing of primers right now, and with the current political state, that could be in jeopardy as well. But it's not yet. We're still getting some imported in, and maybe that'll help, the reloaders somewhat. So I don't know. It's all kind of changing daily.
Yeah, it's one of those measures, like we could just play it by ear. And I've heard a couple people say that Sportsman's Warehouse has been getting primers in here and there. So that's a positive sign, even though it's not like it used to be. But that little bit is just enough to say, hey, hope is still there.
Yeah.
But also, I want to go ahead and jump into a commercial break and then jump into the main topics that I want to talk about. And I got a new gadget I want to play with, and then we're going to joke around with it for a little bit.
All right.
This week, we actually do have someone we're going to interview, which will be my brother. So actually, I arranged for my brother to get a pair of Hunter HD Gold glasses. And he doesn't shoot guns like I do, but he plays golf, and I don't play golf. So we want to hear his conversation on how that helped him within the sport of golf, and hear the comparison between those who shoot and other sports like that, just to give a better perception. Because honestly speaking, when I heard people first talk about Hunter HD Golds, I thought they were just saying that, but this is a test that we can actually say yay or nay, or you make your own assessment from. But let's go ahead and jump into this quick commercial break right quick, and then come back and continue the conversation. So without further ado, please stay in your seats, and here are a few words from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Brian Conley at Hunters HD Gold. If you've never tried Hunters HD Gold, then I challenge you to find me at a match next year. Go to the website under scheduled events, find out where I'm going to be. Come meet me in person and demo a pair for yourself. Find out why shooters across the United States are changing to Hunters HD Gold to get 43% more light to their eyes, better contrast, eyes that are not fatigued at the end of the day based on the colors that we use, and find out the real meaning of why they change so you don't have to. So check us out on our website, huntershdgold.com, and I look forward to seeing you at the range soon.
JM4 Tactical has developed a state-of-the-art polymer holster that will quickly become your go-to holster. With high-quality Herman oak leather securely sewn to the interior of the molded outer Bolteron shell, your draw becomes silent and no more scratches up and down your firearm. When seconds count, you can rest assured that you will have the upper hand when you need it most. Whether you carry open or concealed, the Relic holster is available in 4 different models, fitting over hundreds of different style guns. The new reliable, easy, light, individual carry holster by JM4 Tactical. Order your Relic today at jm4tactical.com.
Are you in the market to purchase your first or next firearm, but find the atmosphere of a gun store intimidating, crowded, or uninviting? There's a way for you to purchase the gun you want while avoiding the crowds, the gruff salesmen, and the marked up prices that come with a brick and mortar gun store. The process is called a transfer, where the purchase is made in an online store and sent to a federally licensed middleman called an FFL, who processes the paperwork and background check for a firearm purchase. CAE Transfers is the FFL with the lowest transfer cost in the Midlands at only $20 or $15 with the presentation of a South Carolina concealed weapons permit and $10 for repeat customers. If you live in Columbia, South Carolina or its surrounding areas, choose CAE Transfers as your FFL during checkout and let me help you complete your online gun purchase. You can find and follow CAE Transfers online at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram using @CAE Transfers. Thank you for your business, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
All right, good people. We're back at it again with the continuation of the conversation we had before the commercial break. Do you want to have the serious talk first, or do you want to go ahead and play around with this new gadget that I got?
Let's try out your new gadget.
All right, let's try.
I want to see what it is
first. All right, so the new gadget that I got is a recorder. So for those of you in the future who want to jump onto the M-W podcast just to say thank you or bring up a topic or something specific you want to talk about, you can give us a call. All right. 803-250-1256, or you can leave a DM on Instagram or leave a message on Facebook, or just even email us between CSRA Shooters and M-W Tactical, and we will arrange it and bring you onto the show. We'll tell you when we're doing the recording, the time, bring you onto the show. You'll hear your voice on the podcast talking whatever it is you want to talk about, and we're just going to keep the conversation fun and entertaining to that effect.
So we had to figure that out. We didn't really have the means to make that happen before now.
What actually ended up taking place is the original recorder that I had, you can do this feature, but it was difficult. Ended up getting a replacement, and it's better and it's easier. Right? So right now, I want to go ahead and make a phone call, and let's
Who
call. I'm gonna call the
prank
person.
calls.
No, we go do the prank calls, right? But let's do this. I'm gonna call the person who I up, the dude I call the mentor, my mentor.
Oh, it's ringing.
Mr. Wally Burbage.
The Burb. He's not gonna answer.
Probably won't. But I did tell him I was gonna call him earlier today, like when we had our conversation.
Hey, man.
What's going on, Wally?
How are you?
I'm doing great, my man. And first of all, I do want to tell you, without surprising you, you are on the M-W Tactical podcast right now.
You're on the show.
I don't think I've signed anything on that.
It doesn't matter.
Well, for everybody who listens to the podcast, you always hear me talking about Wally. So this is the guy right here. And he was on an episode. It was either season 1 or season 2. I can't remember which one. But this is the one who I call the mentor. So what's
up, guys?
Yeah, what's going good with you?
Oh, not much. Me and the wife are getting ready to go to dinner.
Nice.
But you called and I answered, and I'm here to help. What's going on?
Not much. I ended up getting this new feature with the show, whereas I can make phone calls or accept phone calls. And I wanted to test it out, and you're the first person. So we're actually going to do an interview later on in the show with my brother as well. So
awesome.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get your voice out there so everybody can be like, who is this Wally person he keeps mentioning? You know?
The old guy, just to say the old guy.
Yeah. So, is there anything special going on or new going on with you in relation to shooting?
Well, probably more than anything else, my live fire time is way down.
Okay.
I'm really conserving my primers, and so I'm doing more dry fire and very pointed live fire. Just specifically, just certain things that I'm working on in small doses,
Right.
with a lot more dry fire because of the issue, and I'm concerned about the upcoming year and whether I'm gonna be able to complete the year to all the matches that I want to go to.
That was the
Yeah.
one thing I did also, whereas I made a list and right now I'm looking at 6 matches I want to shoot.
Yeah.
And it's starting to be on the edge of, will I be able to make all of them or at least half of them? How's this going to play out?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. A match I go to every year is the Doc match out in Houston, and it's a big match out in area. I think it's called Area 51.
Mhm.
It's usually close to 300 people, and so far it's in February, end of February, and so far there's only 60 people signed up.
Man,
Man,
that's kind of scary. Yeah, that's real
So
concern right there.
I don't know what people are going to do. I'm really concerned. I'm seeing local matches being down also, numbers of people.
Yeah. Now, one thing I can say, if people are doing, like you said, they're taking advantage of the downtime of live fire and doing more dry fire.
Yeah.
When we go back into full swing, we should see a serious jump into a lot of people doing grandmaster work.
Well, I mean, I think from a manipulation standpoint, yeah,
Mhm.
manipulating the gun better, but still, there's no substitute for live fire.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's
everybody's
very
gonna
true.
forget what their gun feels like to actually fire it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they're gonna be really good on the first shot, and that second shot's just gonna go sailing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oops, I didn't mean that.
Yeah. Are you guys shooting tomorrow?
I'm planning on it, doing the MCRC match.
Yeah, I'm planning on it as well, but I'm not certain if I will.
Okay, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and being a prior cold weather injury, that's the thing that kind of scares me right there.
I gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, I'm planning on heading that way. I'll see y'all there.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
All right, guys.
Yeah, all right. So you take care. Tell Miss Burbridge we said hey, and
All right.
and we appreciate her allowing you to come onto the show and allowing you to actually shoot with us all the time.
Sounds good, guys. We'll talk
See you,
to later.
Wally.
All right, take care.
All right, Dave. Bye.
Yep. Yep. So that's the Burb right there, the mentor. So this recorder is actually good. I like this thing.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I like it. We should prank call somebody.
The volume was a little bit low. Can you adjust it right there? I don't know if you have control over that for Wally.
I think that's just how he was talking on the phone, because every time I call him, it's like he does talk lower like that. And I don't know if he actually
he could have had it on speakerphone.
Yeah,
maybe.
he could have had it on speakerphone and had the phone away. You know,
Okay.
he could have been driving. I don't know.
All right.
You know, but so on a serious note of everything that's going on, the state of the country, what actually ended up taking place at the Capitol was a disappointment. And I'm not a political guy. I refuse to talk political stance in public. Like on the show, whatever show I go on, I will not talk religion or public. Religion or politics in public. But
it's everything has become politics now.
Exactly.
It's hard to even
avoid it.
have a conversation without it.
Yeah. But my personal opinion, what took place at the Capitol, it was not patriotic. It was not patriotic.
It seemed like it started out that way and then it went downhill pretty quick.
I don't even think it started out as being patriotic, because even when you sit there and you look at it, there was nothing that could have been changed on the confirmation, because the only thing they're doing is verifying, hey, your state, you said this many votes. Is this true or not? Yes. If you say no,
Well,
that's when they did the recounts anyway. You know?
I just thought of it as the current president had a lot of supporters come out just to show their support, is what I thought the patriotic kind of point of it at the beginning was. But
no, okay, I see how you're looking at it. Yeah,
but the actions that actually happened there, no, that was
that
was sad.
Yeah, that
that
was
was not
sad.
good.
It was very unpatriotic, but it opened up the door for, I'm thinking, more unnecessariness to come. Now you're really going to see all kind of crazy laws come into place and everything like that. So just remember, we made the bid. Now we got to lay in it, because it's not a one person's fault. This is everybody's fault.
Yeah.
So it's one of those type things. So what it means, is what's to come. You know what I'm saying? There's a new administration coming into play. How they're going to look at it, because technically they already started prosecuting people that was involved in it. I read an article not too long ago about the guy that was in Pelosi's office with his feet on the desk. He was arrested, charged with trespassing, thievery, and something else. And remember, at the beginning of the president's term, he signed something that was like the Monument Protection Act or something like that, where you can't destroy, and the Capitol building is considered a monument.
Federal property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're saying automatically that's 10 years. So we're going to see how this is going to play out, but more along the lines of, that was craziness, man. That was craziness.
Yeah, it's people are. I mean, I understand that people are mentally drained of everything that's been going on this year, and people are being pushed to their limits. But this was not the way to handle that.
Exactly. So, but after seeing all this, how is this going to affect the shooting industry and the shooting sport? Because we already know this administration that's coming into play are anti-gun. And will it better or worse? How do we know this? What's going to take place? Because I think the madness is about to roll hard and fast, in the sense of speaking.
Yeah, well, the upcoming president actually has a gun control plan laid out on his website. They've already pretty well promised they're going to do whatever they can to address gun control and increase gun control. And I don't know what their idea of all that is, but
hey, I had a conversation with a couple people, and of course, when I go out on the streets and try to do these conversations with people, I try to pick people who are not gun people, and one thing is that the people who are not familiar with gun laws at all, or don't even like to be around firearms, and when you talk to them about this, they start spewing out, it needs to be a law like this, it needs to be a law like that. And I've already stated it. There are over 30,000 gun laws on the book.
There probably already is a law for whatever they're wanting there to a law to be for.
They covered it over, because what was it, like 2 years ago when they was doing more gun laws, they was just rewriting the same thing over again. And it's like, are y'all even reading what you have, or do you know?
No, they're not. They don't even know what they have. Yeah, they're the ones creating the laws. They don't even know what they've already done.
Yeah, exactly. And half of that stuff is just talking points to win an election, or to get some form of support for something else that they want to do, another agenda. But one thing you have to look at is when somebody does a crime with the firearm that you don't agree with, and you give them a smack on the wrist, that is not solving the problem, you know? And of course, we already know that in this country, money talks,
Yeah.
you know? So if you got the money, just for example, that incident that took place up in St. Louis, the medical doctors who came out on their front yard, their house looked like a museum or a federal building, but that was their resident, and the people was protesting, and the wife came on the front yard with that little 25.
Yeah.
And she was pointing it at everybody. I think that was a 25 or 22, whatever it was.
It was pretty small, whatever it
Yeah.
was. I don't know.
But when she was doing that, you know, and the feds actually came to their house to collect the firearms. But I believe what actually ended up taking place, she left the premises, went to go find somebody to alter that firearm so it doesn't work. And her argument was it didn't work anyway.
Yeah, but I don't think that really matters.
Yeah, exactly. So what's rule number one? You know, treat that firearm as if it's loaded.
Yeah.
You know, and then she just pointing it in the video like that. But when they got charged and everything, of course, now you're not hearing anything about it. And when they did do a follow-up, they had some type of charge. They never said if the charge went through the courts and they got punished. But next thing you heard was they was donating to somebody's campaign.
Oh,
so you know those already got swept under the rug.
Yep, they're probably gone already.
Yeah, so you ain't got to worry about it. So, and that's what we said when money talks. But the whole thing is, if we're looking at it, and if justice truly is blind, okay, if you did that form of an act, and that is a law that is on the books across the board, you know, brandishing a firearm. If she was to get charged with that, and let's just happen to say if there's a norm for the charge, so there's no variance of, okay, who you are, okay, we only gonna give you 30 days, or we don't know who you are, so now we're gonna give you 2 years, you know? If it's a platform, 5 years for brandishing a firearm, she should have got the 5 years. And that is how you're gonna control people from doing craziness with firearms in the country. Keep it fair, punishment fair.
Using the rules that are already in place and the laws that we already have. I don't know.
So I mean, I can honestly tell you, when I was a kid, I remember one time my brother messed up and I saw the butt spanking he got. I was like, I don't want no parts of that. I know not to do what he did, so I'm not getting that punishment, you know? But I was like, you know, so. And when you look at it, where are we as a country going? Because I think that whole act that took place at Capitol Hill, it gave us a black eye as a country. And now what are other people, were we the measuring tool at one point in time? And what are they saying now? You know?
Yeah.
But
I think they're I don't know what they think. I've just heard some comments from a few people outside of the country that are hoping we can figure this out and get through it, because they don't want to see us fail.
Yeah,
you know, for the most part of the world,
well, you know, the dollar runs the world, so of course you don't want to see us fail. So, and it's crazy. It's just crazy, man. So, what does it all mean for the shooting sport? Give us a call, 803-250-1256, or contact us, leave a DM on Instagram at M_W Tactical or at CSRA Shooters, or head on over to Facebook and look up M-W Tactical or CSRA Shooters and leave a message on there as well. And let's bring you onto the show and let's get your insights and your thoughts about it. You know, I won't say how I truly felt about it, because once again, that's a political stance, but I will say what I saw, I deemed it to be unpatriotic, you know, not patriotic in any sense. And the female who passed away, I understand she was an Air Force vet, but when I was talking with someone, I was more along the lines by her being a vet and the act she did when she got shot. When she got shot, it was justified because the Secret Service was labeling everyone who got arrested as a domestic terrorist. So I believe if she were to have any honors for death reasons, she lost them now because of being labeled a domestic terrorist. You know,
yeah, and it's tragic no matter who the person is, but
Yeah.
you know, being a veteran, and man, she should have known better for sure.
yeah. So one of those measures, man. And like I said, this one act alone is going to change everything. It's going to change how the grooming of the rules in the military are taking place. When you get out of the military, because you still fall under, military doctrine when you retire, you know. Now, how's that going to affect the procedures as their SOP for the police there on Capitol Hill with Secret Service and all that? I mean, it's a trickle effect. Everything is going to come down the line. So it gets crazy. But I'm just hoping this does not alter the shooting sport, because I think the controlled measure of the sport of shooting was on a roll, and there's still room to grow within that shooting sport
Oh, we were
to bring it on a bigger level.
doing great. Yeah, we were making huge progression over the last few years.
But one thing I am scared of is that I believe what's going to take place, there will be somebody who tries to turn this around to fit the agenda of gun control in some sense,
No, I'm sure.
to say this was all about the guns and everything like that. And I'm like,
Sure.
well, no, let's don't do that. That act was one act within
And
itself. So
even if it wasn't a gun, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's stupid. We just had the explosion in Tennessee. The guy made a bomb in the RV. He didn't have any guns. It's not about the guns. I mean, if you really, I don't know, if you want to hurt somebody, you're going to find a way to do it.
Right. So, and that's why I said there's some, whatever your reasoning, your mission, however you want to look at it, is taking place. You're going to do whatever you're going to, just like a little kid. If you tell a kid no, they're going to figure out a way to make that no a yes. Now, because of their actions, they understand I'm willing to take that chance to get this spanking or get yelled at or whatever the reason may be. But it is what it is. So, sad times, but we as a nation, I would actually say, to bring everybody together, come get some training, join in on a shooting competition, and watch the camaraderie and the conversations that take place and the friendships that can be made behind that, because all that other stuff is nonsense. It's all nonsense.
Shooting community are some of the best people I've ever met, and I'm so thankful, for getting into this sport and the people that I've met along the way. The friends for life.
Yeah. And like I said, actually, that's how I met the mad scientist.
Yep, that's
when
how
I
we
first
met.
retired from the military and got in the area and looking at different videos and hearing people talk, and saw the video, I was like, damn, this guy really remarkable behind the trigger. And then that first time when I squatted with you, I think conversation's been every day since then.
I do, yeah. I mean, I enjoy talking to you, but there's everyone from all walks of life enjoys shooting. Try it out if you haven't already. Now is a great time to do it. Gun sales are higher than they ever have been in recorded history. So,
you know what we should do? Mid Carolina done this maybe 2 years ago. They put together a fundamental match that's like an introductory to shooting.
Yeah.
We should do something like that and do it like 2 or 3 times over. One time or 2 or 3 times at CSRA Shooters, and then again 2 or 3 times at MCRC. So I think I'm gonna do that and try to arrange it again with Miss Linda at MCRC and bring out, because it was a great turnout, and especially like you said, with all these new shooters out. I'm a firm believer in that when you actually shoot competition, don't look at it from a competition standpoint, look at it from a trigger standpoint, because regardless if it's self-defense or competition shooting, the only thing that's different is the adrenaline rush and the real life scenario, but the fundamentals are still the same.
Yeah, well, it's still kind of a stress inoculation thing. That's about the best way you could practice for a gunfight, without shooting at each other, which we're not going to do. But
yeah, exactly.
No, that's a great idea.
Yeah. So I'm all for it, but I've always told people that, and like I said, originally when I got into competition shooting, that's what it was for me, is just to get the trigger time and understand the timing with the stress and boost on you. And it just manifested to more to what I'm doing today. So let's go and take a quick commercial break and go ahead and bring my brother in, and let's talk a little bit about some Hunter HD Gold glasses.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Yeah. So for those of you who are listening, go ahead and turn up your headphones, turn up those speakers, stay in your seats, and here are a few words from our sponsors.
Hey, this is Brian Conley with Hunters HD Gold, and you are listening to the M-W Tactical Podcast.
What's up, good people? Thank you for taking the time and listening to the M-W Tactical Podcast. Please go visit the M-W Tactical store at www.m-wtactical.com/store and help support our efforts by purchasing a shirt or two. If you haven't done so, go follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for M-W Tactical.
The Gun Cleaners.
Our solvent is, I think, second to none. Our lube is second to none. Our lube's heavier than water, which is just a huge thing. People don't really put a lot of thought into that, just how huge that is to have on your gun, especially with concealed carry.
The Gun Cleaners.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You're going to sweat a lot of the other lubes off. With ours, it'll stay there.
The Gun Cleaners.
And maintaining the quality of the process, the quality of the end result is another, and you guys are able to do both with the process that you have there.
Order your supply of the lube and the solvent at www.theguncleaners.com.
I'm Jason Pratt, Masterclass USPSA shooter, owner of Brass Monkey Bullets. If you're interested in competition bullets, visit www.brassmonkeybulletsllc.com or call me at 423-967-1063. For more information, my email is brassmonkeybulletsllc@gmail.com. Thank you.
All right, good people, we're back at it again. And as we stated before we went to the break, we got the interview portion of the show. And what we're going to do is we're going to interview my brother, as we stated at the beginning of the show. And we're going to talk about the product that Dave and myself use when we do shoot, which are Hunter HD Golds. So I not only use Hunter HD Golds for shooting, they are also my driving glasses. And if I'm doing something around the house, like in the yard, I put them on. I just think it takes the stress off your eyes, and it's remarkable the science behind it. But my brother, as I stated at the beginning, does not shoot firearms at all like I do. So he knows how to shoot because, once again, my father introduced us to firearms. He was in the military, so he knows what he's doing. He just chooses not to do it. But he decided to dedicate his hobby of choice to be golf. And when he first told me that, I was like, I wonder if these glasses will work for him. So we arranged for him to get a pair of Hunter HD Gold glasses. And now that he got them, he told me a little bit between the time he got them and now, and I'm just earlier today, I was like, hey, I want to bring you on the show and let's talk about these glasses. So, but without further ado, here's my brother, Tim. What's going on, Tim?
What's going on, Mike? What's going on, mad scientists?
Hey, Tim.
Hope all the good people out there are listening to this and enjoying your podcast. I really like the work you guys do. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, no problem, man. But to let Dave know, that was a jab right there. He just did, because just like Lucky, he always joking me about me saying the good people.
The good people.
My intentions were not ominous in any respect.
He might can make it work since he's your brother. I tried it out. It didn't work for me.
Well, he tried it beforehand too, and I was like, nah, man, you in the category of my man Dave. Y'all just give it up. Just give it up. Y'all got to practice.
Oh, maybe that's it. I just need to practice some more.
That's it right there. So we've been talking a lot about gear selections, and just like you, Dave, your choice of eye protection are Hunter HD Golds. Now, you've been wearing them longer than I have because, as I stated beforehand, when I was first introduced to the glasses, I just thought everybody was going overboard about these glasses. And when I tried them on the first time, I was like, I don't see what everybody else is seeing, that wow factor.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought that too. Initially, I've been wearing them for about 3 years now, and I wear them for just about everything.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some on right now. If you guys are looking at YouTube, and there's a little distracting because of reflection on the computer screen, so I'm gonna take them off. But but no, I mean I have a pair in the car that that I drive with, like you do, and I have some I keep in my range bag, Brian let me try some. I think we mentioned it last season or something, but at the South Carolina section match about 2 years ago, I think. Maybe little longer than that now. But after I shot the whole match with the glasses on, and then I was completely sold. I didn't want to wear anything else.
Yeah. So my thing was, I was looking for a great pair of glasses. So me and Tom Powers, who shoots with Phoenix Trinity, we were talking about glasses, and I ended up buying a pair of Oakley glasses. They're polarized golf type glasses. And I actually ended up getting a pair of those. And right before I ordered those pair, Jenny let me try hers on at the match. I didn't shoot with them. I just put them on. But like I said, I didn't see the wow factor. And I went ahead and got a pair of Hunter HD Golds shortly after I got those Oakley glasses. And when I got them and when I put them on, it took me 2 days to get that wow factor, because now
it took that long.
Yeah. So like when people first put them on, they're like, wow, this is remarkable. It took me literally like 2.5 days before it kicked in, but I'm walking around the neighborhood, I'm driving, I'm cutting grass, I'm doing everything in these glasses. And like I said, but when I actually first shot in them, which was about a week after I first got them, then I was like, oh, I see what everybody's talking about now. It was just late for me to catch up to the wow factor.
Yeah, that's it. You really have to try them out and to understand, what they're doing for your eyes and to gain the appreciation. But Brian is generous enough to, if you see him at a match, talk to him, say, hey man, I'd love to try some out. He'll hand you a pair and off you go. You can go try them out for the whole match.
Yeah. And that's somebody who actually has faith in their product to say, here, you try them out, tell me what you think when you bring them back, But as I stated at the beginning of this conversation, by my brother playing golf, and I was like, I'm going to use him as a science experiment for these glasses. And I told him at the beginning, I just wanted your honest take on it. If they don't work for you, let me know. Send them back to me or give them to somebody else or however you want to do it. And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. And he's been running strong with it. Like every time we talk, because we talk every day, and I don't ask him every day. I probably ask him like once a month, like, they still holding up for you? And he was like, yeah. So now I want to ask some in-depth questions to him.
I'm curious about this too.
Yeah, me too. So tell him, what's your take on the Hunter HD Gold glasses?
My take is pretty similar to what you guys were saying, because when you were telling me about the glasses, I was like, yeah, whatever. It's like they can't make that much of a difference. Because I actually have the Oakley golf lenses that I would normally wear, for glare and everything out there on the golf course. So when I received the HD, the Hunter HD Golds, I actually had them in my golf bag with me the first day, but I didn't wear them. I started off wearing my my regular glasses that I would normally wear, and around the second hole, there was the sun was completely in my face, and I really couldn't see out of the glasses that I normally wear. So I was like, you know what, let me just switch them up, see if it makes a difference. So I put the glasses on, and of course, it takes a little bit for your eyes to adjust to the glasses. But man, it's like as soon as I put them on, it was a definite night and day difference, literally, between the Oakleys and the Hunter HD Golds. I can honestly say that, and I'm an Oakley guy. Night and day difference. And I want to say maybe around the fourth hole, like when my eyes adjusted to the lenses and everything, it was a remarkable difference. It was I was able to track the ball better coming off the tee, because I have a 300-yard drive, so that's pretty impressive in the golf. But but I could track the ball coming. I could track the ball better coming off the tee. I could actually find the ball better, in the fairways, in the rough, and I could also see the topographical differences in the in the layout of the course. So and it just seemed to me like I wasn't seeing all of that detail with the Oakleys. So after we made the turn after hole 9, I put the Oakleys back on just to see, because I was literally in my head like freaking out. I was like, this can't be real.
Yeah.
So
you didn't leave them on long, did you?
And I'm being serious. I'm being dead serious here. So I put the Oakleys back on, and I was like, okay. And it felt like I had on like some dark sunglasses. It just didn't compare. So when from the 10th hole to the 18th hole, I put the Hunter HD Golds back on, and I've been wearing them ever since. It's remarkable. I mean, I honestly, I'm a believer now. That's all I can really say. I'm a believer now.
Yeah. So like when I gave him when I was talking to him, I told him I will send you my pair. And because at that point when we was talking, I had 2 pair. The ones like you have, the Archers, Dave.
Yeah.
Those were a pair I was going to send to him and say, hey, try these out. And when I come out there, or if I don't make it out there, send them back to me. And because originally the Archers were going to be my backup pair. And before then, that's when I had already arranged for him to get a pair. And then I actually ended up getting a 3rd pair, so I had the pair that I shot with last season, which are now my backup pair, because I'm shooting full time now with the Archers. And then I have, I can't remember the model names right now, right off the top of my head, but I have another pair. I have 3 different models, and the ones that I drive with are the bigger lens. The bigger lens.
Velocity, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember.
Might be it. And then Coach B, we ended up arranging for her to get a pair also. And she even said the same thing, like they help with shooting. And she has prescription in hers. So
yeah, so Brian can do that. He can do prescription, whatever you need. And Tim, I don't know what style Oakleys you use, but if you really like the frame of the Oakley and it's a 2-piece lens, Brian can even put the Hunter's HD Gold lenses in your Oakley frames.
I did not know that.
But that's a new feature he started after you got yours.
Oh, okay. Because I know Mike and I, we wear the same style of Oakleys. What is it, Mike? The XLJ?
Yeah, the flak jackets.
Flak jacket.
Yeah.
Is it a two-piece?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He just can't do that. Like, I know some of the Oakleys are like a big one-piece wraparound deal. He can't do that, but he can do just about any kind of two-piece frame.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to reach out and get some of those HDs in those frames also. But yeah, I love the product.
Yeah. Now, since you been shooting golf and just listening to your progression over the months of your shooting, well, driving, what do y'all call it in golf?
We shoot golf, man.
Oh,
we shoot golf
okay.
too.
I'm just saying.
Shoot golf, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Their terminology is so different.
We hit the links.
What's
golf,
the links?
Whatever you want to call it.
What's the links?
The links is the golf course.
Okay. Now, what was that you called the shoes? What you call the shoes? The shovels or
Spikes,
the stompers? No, spikes. The spikes. Okay.
The shovels. How big are his feet?
All right. So since you've been doing all this with golf and the progression and everything, and you realize how the glasses probably improve your game tremendously, because as you stated, you can see more and better with the glasses. Have you allowed any one of your friends who you shoot with regularly to try them on and see how it works for them?
No, man, I cannot give up my competitive.
No, I probably wouldn't either. Like, nope, you don't need these. You wear these welding glasses that I've brought for you or whatever.
No, I've actually tried to get a couple of my friends to try them on, just see how they like them, see how they see out of them. But they'll put them on just for a second, and then they'll take them off and give them back to me. So the guys that I've played with, they really haven't like tried to give them like a real shot.
Right.
And and I try to tell them, it's like, hey man, it's not just a fashion thing. You know what I'm saying? These things actually really help you track the ball and see the course better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's one of those things to where you have to want it. You have to want it for yourself to in order to become a believer in it.
Well, I think part of that is the fact your verbiage, you're just expressing your understanding of what you experience with the product. But if you was to actually sit down and talk to them about the scientific reasons of it, like for instance, when you're wearing those glasses, do you realize how much stress is off your eyes and it's less squinting?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Especially like I was saying, when I first put them on, the sun was literally directly in my face.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm following through, and I'm a lefty, so when I on my swing, the sun is like literally like right there in my face as I'm following through. It's not to my back, it's in my front. So so just that, like you said, that relief of stress on my eyes from the sun, just in that instance, just made a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one less thing that I had to think about when I was out there.
Yeah. And one thing I like about the glasses is when I'm driving, that's why I like to drive with the glasses on. And like, there's been a few times where I walked up on Brian, who actually is the owner of Hunter HD Go, and I had on my dark lens Oakleys. And Coach B was making a joke like, uh-oh, Brian gonna get you. And I was like, I'm not worried about that right now, because I was having a headache, right? And we was going actually to sign up for a match, and we had just pulled in. And of course, when a headache kicks in for me, I'll put the darker glasses on, And I expressed that to him, and he said some other stuff to me, scientific reasons of what could take place with the Hunter HD Goes and driving behind the windshield of a car. But at that point in time, when the headaches were coming in more, it was because of the constant squinting without wearing those glasses all the time. And then that's what kind of forced me to start driving with the Hunter HD Goals, to stop the squinting, to give my eyes that relief, for the better experience of the safety of driving and everything else associated with it.
Now, Mike, I don't know if you remember, but when you were initially telling me about the glasses and everything, you were telling me that I guess for optimal performance, you have to put them on like first thing in the morning and then wear them all day or something to that effect.
Right.
So you're talking about driving. So one day I actually did that. I don't know if you remember, but one of the times when I was traveling to Vegas and I left like early in the morning, like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I don't know for whatever reason why I did this, but I was like, well, let me just put on these glasses. So so I put the glasses on when I left my house, and it's pitch black outside, but I tell you what, though, the glasses made a difference to me in the dark. So it's a real thing. I mean, it's not just hyperbole or trying to sell a product. No, I mean, these glasses are the real deal.
Yeah. Another thing I like about the glasses, and I don't know if you experienced this yet, Tim or Dave, when it's raining, like really raining, and you get behind the vehicles and the mist from the road is coming up as it's raining and you can't see the car in front of you. But it was one day when I had the glasses on coming from Atlanta, coming back to South Carolina, it was raining real bad. The wind and the rain, I could see it all come off the trucks and other vehicles. But when I was driving, I'm just sitting there driving like it wasn't even raining. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to slow down a little bit. But those glasses was cutting through the water. And I can literally see the vehicle that was right there ahead that was kicking up all the rain and water. But now when I'm driving, I'm taking them off, putting them back on. Like, man, is this really real? Am I really seeing this?
I had the same experience. Krista and I were actually we were driving to a match. I don't remember which one, but it started raining really hard. I mean, it was difficult to see. Everybody was slowing down, they were turning on their hazard lights. It was, one of the real hard rains, and I was wearing the glasses already, but it started even then with the glasses on the rain was so heavy, it was getting difficult to see. And I was starting to get a little stressed out. Like my shoulders are tense and I'm gripping the steering wheel really hard. And I pulled the glasses down a little bit, just maybe, I don't know why, because it never helps. When you take the glasses off, you never see better.
Right.
But I did anyway. And then I couldn't see anything, and I couldn't see the hood of the car. So I put them back on, and I could at least see, several feet out in front of me. But they're pretty amazing in just about any condition that I've tried them in.
Yeah. So one thing I've always said about the glasses is that it is a remarkable product. The only thing about the glasses is that an average person will look at it and say, that is too much, but there are a cheaper way you can do it. Like we stated beforehand, you can actually send in a pair of frames that you would like those lenses in. I think that's cheaper than actually buying the actual whole set of glasses from, Hunter HD Gold. And depending on which model you get, their prices vary as well. But overall, when you turn around and you look at it from a health standpoint, I think that's worth it if you were to ask me for the price.
Oh, I think so. And there are other options. You can, if you need prescription glasses, there are a lot of insurance companies that will cover the glasses for you. Yeah. And they're all optometrists that work at Hunter's HD Gold, and they'll work out, whatever they need to with your insurance. If you have a eye insurance or I don't know, a health insurance that might have eye coverage or whatever, they can help you out with that too.
Yeah. So any other experiences you had with those glasses, Tim, other than me talking about the glasses and you like whatever? And literally this is how the conversation went between my brother and I.
So I thought Tim's explanation was great. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Tim. I'm sorry. Your description of what you were seeing on the golf course was great. We're going to have to let Brian know that might be a new market for him.
Yeah. The whole thing
absolutely.
is, like when I talked to Brian, I told him everything my brother said, but just to hear him say it, it was a little bit more detailed because it's not watered down coming from me. But the conversation between Tim and myself, when I first got the glasses, I was like, yo, man, I just got these glasses and it took a minute, but these things are remarkable. Man, whatever. You just saying that.
Oh
No.
yeah, I know. And
Yeah, I was like, no, man, for
they're
real.
glasses. Everybody makes glasses.
Yeah. And that's how it went. But I'm sitting there for 30 minutes trying to convince this guy these glasses are the real deal. And then before we got off the phone, I was like, I'm gonna try to set it up to get you a pair. And then of course I talked to Brian and he was like he was all aboard for it. And then he made it happen. And
I think we need to see if we can get him a couple loaner or pairs that he can loan out to some of his buddies on the links. Did I say that right? Because I think you really do need to try them out.
I'm gonna have to get the link mob after you guys.
You really do need to try, give them an extended try. You put them on for 30 seconds that they don't do anything for you.
Yeah,
no,
and
they really don't.
Yeah, and I think
and honestly though, the only I guess negative thing I could say about the glasses is and I would have to go back and look at the specific frames that I ordered, but they were a little uncomfortable around around the top of my ears, but for me it's like I'll just I'll power through it. But I could see if on an extended day of wearing them, that could become like very uncomfortable. But the style, the look, the nose guards on it, or the bridge guard for the nose, that all those aspects were great. Like I say, for me, it was just a little uncomfortable the way they wrapped around my ears. Other than that, like I say, it's just great product. Love it.
A lot of people have a frame that they have grown to love, and now that's something that Brian's offering. He was never really in the business selling frames. He was selling the glass. He was selling the lens.
Yeah.
But now just about any kind of frame you want, he can put the lenses in there for you.
Okay, yeah, and like I say, and I'm glad you brought that up because I had no idea. So I'll definitely be reaching back out and seeing if I can get those lenses into those flak jacket frames.
Yeah, actually, I've seen a few people with those Oakley black jacket frames with the 100 HD gold lenses in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one I know is one person that usually shoots a lot of local matches around here was one of them. I think AJ is another one. And then I seen it like 2 or 3 times when we went down and shot nationals also. So, but it's a phenomenal product. And like I said, whenever you see Brian at a match, he'll let you borrow the pair, as we said earlier. But the one thing is remarkable to me, and I like doing this, is just hanging out at his booth and just listening to people talk about the product when they come up. And it's the same thing. It's just different people saying the same exact thing over and over again. But it's like, how do you actually get it out there better so everybody can actually understand and see this? But word of mouth is your best advertisement tool also.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So are there any other hobbies you think you would venture with the 100 HD gold glasses, Tim?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's a hobby for me, but being out here in California, I'm out here in wine country, close to San Diego. So there's a lot of hiking trails and so forth out here. And a lot of wildlife, to which I'm deathly afraid of snakes. So if I had if I was able to, like I say, see the grounds a little bit better, different colors pop and everything, that'd be something I'd absolutely try to wear them for. I haven't been hiking in a while because I have some knee and some hip issues, but haven't been hiking in a while. But I would definitely throw them on, for a nice hike.
Mhm.
Because I love to scuba dive also. Before or after a dive, absolutely for the glares at the beach and being on the ocean and in the water. Absolutely, to take care of your eyes while you're out there. Yeah, absolutely. Those two things in particular, things that I love to do out here in California. So yeah, I would absolutely incorporate the frames into or the lenses into those activities.
Now, when you start doing your scuba diving, are you gonna put the 100 HD Gold glasses on behind the goggles?
I think he should.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'm curious to know. I'm curious to see if you gonna see
Lord.
Jaws up close. I'm just want to know, man.
Oh my Lord, no, we're not going that far.
Brian would love to see a picture of that. If you could get an underwater picture of you wearing
Everything is a science
160
experiment.
gold.
Yeah, that's remarkable. I'm glad. But now, with your job, and without saying what you do, because I think that's a safety thing, but when you was out doing your job in the capacity of it being outdoors, going from place to place, were you using them then, or did you even think about doing that at that moment?
No, I didn't have them then.
Okay.
'Cause I'm a desk jockey now.
Mhm.
So had I known about the product, 3 years ago, yeah, and if I would have tried them out and knew the benefits of the product 3 years ago, I would absolutely have worn them in the capacity of my everyday work. Absolutely. And because because we do a lot of a lot of work around buildings and on roofs and everything else, and you could get you get a lot of interference from glares and direct sunlight, things of that nature. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a benefit to to wearing them and being out there with them in that capacity as well.
Now, would it be something that you think the organization you work for
Absolutely.
will actually push to
Without
the
question.
employees?
Without question. Without question. Because that's just the nature of the company that that I work for. We're all about innovation and making things easier for the people that that do the work for us. So if there's something out there that could provide any kind of comfort, any kind of edge, any kind of safety protocol, absolutely, it would be without question.
I'm curious talk to you about that one offline as well. But I don't know if you brought that up with the people you work with, So.
I have not. But
They all have
that's an easy conversation.
They all have their safety ratings. I don't know what the specific numbers are, but they're all safety rated.
Yeah. So what I was getting at is just with the conversation with Tim and listening to him talk about his job over the course of time, because like I said, we talk every day. So I'm fascinated with what he does, and I'm asking a lot of questions. And just understanding what he do and then what the company does for the employee, I was blown away because it was almost like in the military, you can pretty much ask for anything depending on your job, right? So you can ask for anything and you will get it just to make your job easier and to get the mission complete. And that's what it sounded like with his job. He can pretty much ask for anything, give a valid reason, and voila, it's happening. And then they go through their testing measures and say yay or nay, however. And I was really like in shock behind that because a lot of companies today are not doing stuff like that. It's mainly, oh, well, this worked for us and we're just about the dollar. So
yeah, we can save $1 if we don't do that.
Yeah. So, and that was the reason why I just asked. That was just a question that just came to me. And I was like, that's interesting. But once again, the 100 HD Gold product is something I stand behind. And even like when I'm shooting, if somebody asks me, like it was maybe 2-3 months ago at a local match, someone asked me about the glasses and I let them shoot with one of the pairs that I had and they liked them. My buddy, without saying his name, because he doesn't like his name being said publicly, but the Taco Commander, I let him shoot with a pair of mine. He shot with a pair of Rob's before, and he stated he didn't like them. So it's not for everybody, but I don't think he gave him a fair chance. I think it was something like when he was adjusting to it, he didn't welcome that adjustment or that change.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's all it was. But once again, you can't force it onto anybody. It's a matter of how you accept it and how you react to it.
I've honestly, that's the first time I've ever heard anyone say they didn't like them.
Actually, I've spoken to 4 people who straight up told me they didn't like it, but I didn't ask specific questions like how long have you had them on, how long was your window of trying them out before you made that decision, because a lot of people, like the first time I tried them on, I had them on for maybe 15 seconds, but they were the pair that Jenny had, and I was like, are they really that good? And she was like, yeah, she loves them. And then I was like, can I try them? And I just sat there with them on. I wasn't shooting or anything. I was just looking at the range. But like I said, the wow factor didn't hit me then. It didn't hit me until after I got the pair 2.5 days after wearing them.
And they are quite different from, any other glasses that I've ever tried. So I can imagine, just because they're different, some people may not like them.
Yeah. So, but this is the second time I had my brother on the podcast. The first time when he was on the podcast, he pretty much tried to bait me into saying I'm going to learn how to shoot golf. So
I didn't bait you.
Yeah, you did. You
told the good people when you came out here to California that you would take some social media shots if you out on the golf course.
Yes, I did. All now, because he baited me.
COVID and wildfires aside, we haven't had a chance to make that happen.
Yeah.
But hopefully here in the near future, when the climate of the world calms down a little bit and we can get back to some sort of normalcy, we can get you out here and we can we can make sure you keep your word to all of your loyal listeners.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you how he baited me, Dave. And this was like, I don't think we had this conversation on air, but it was one of those type things. I would shoot a match with you if you come out here and play golf with me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, he baited me. And then he pulled my chain on the air. And I was like, oh, that was dirty. That was dirty.
I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a video clip of this guy at a public driving range. There's probably 20 dudes out there lined up shooting golf balls, I guess. I don't know the terms either. But this guy had a dude beside him, right off the tee. He drove the golf ball, and the dude behind him pulled up a shotgun and actually shot the golf ball out of the air.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
That's my idea of shooting golf. I could do that.
I've seen that.
Have you? I think I could do that. Is that
that was a very lucky individual there? Yeah.
Is that what you guys do when you? I could get into that.
Oh man, my only experience with golf, other than putt when we were kids, like playing with my cousin when he's coming to town, and when I was in the military, we was doing a land nav course from the range back to the unit, and we cut across the golf course because the only rules for that training was you couldn't walk through any water. So there was no water on the golf course, so we walked across the golf course. And there was 3 people playing golf. And then before you know it, balls were like landing around us and like, are they aiming at us?
Probably.
And the next thing you know, we start running. We got rucksacks on our back and like we got 80 pounds in the rucksack. And you're barely moving when you're running anyway. Like, let's hurry get out of here.
Well, you had guns too, didn't you?
We ain't had no rounds though.
Oh, man.
But like I said, we was on post, so it was a land nav exercise. So,
okay.
Yeah, that was my only experience with golf.
Dodging golf balls.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, is there anything else you want to share with the good people about your experience with Hunter HD Gold, whether good or bad, and then you want to wrap up your assessment of them, Tim?
No, I don't really have anything else to add. I think I've been pretty thorough in my assessment. But to any of the detractors of the product, or people who just haven't given it a fair shot, that would be my recommendation: is give it a fair try. Put the skepticism aside, and give it a fair, honest assessment. And I don't see how you could have a negative experience. I just don't. If you're being honest, I don't see how you can have a negative experience. I just don't.
Yeah, so that's it right there. So once again, like I said, Dave and myself, firm believers in the product. Wear it every chance we get.
Yep.
And like I said, I truly would tell anybody, hey, get these. And we're not getting anything by telling you what the product does, other than the support from Hunter HD Gold. All right. So if you don't have anything else you like to share, I would ask everybody, please stay in your seats. And here are a few words from our sponsors.
Are you in the market to purchase your first or next firearm, but find the atmosphere of a gun store intimidating, crowded, or uninviting? There's a way for you to purchase the gun you want while avoiding the crowds, the gruff salesmen, and the marked up prices that come with a brick and mortar gun store. The process is called a transfer, where the purchase is made at an online store and sent to a federally licensed middleman called an FFL, who processes the paperwork and background check for a firearm purchase. CAE Transfers is the FFL with the lowest transfer cost in the Midlands at only $20 or $15 with the presentation of a South Carolina concealed weapons permit and $10 for repeat customers. If you live in Columbia, South Carolina or its surrounding areas, choose CAE Transfers as your FFL during checkout and let me help you complete your online gun purchase. You can find and follow CAE Transfers online at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram using @CAE Transfers. Thank you for your business, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Hey, this is Brian Conley at Hunters HD Gold. If you've never tried Hunters HD Gold, then I challenge you to find me at a match next year. Go to the website under scheduled events, find out where I'm going to be. Come meet me in person and demo a pair for yourself. Find out why shooters across the United States are changing to Hunters HD Gold to get 43% more light to their eyes, better contrast, eyes that are not fatigued at the end of the day based on the colors that we use, and find out the real meaning of why they change so you don't have to. So check us out on our website, huntershdgold.com, and I look forward to seeing you at the range soon.
The Gun Cleaners.
Our solvent is, I think, second to none. Our lube is second to none. Our lube's heavier than water, which is just a huge thing. People don't really put a lot of thought into that, just how huge that is to have on your gun, especially with concealed carry.
The Gun Cleaners.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You're going to sweat a lot of the other lubes off. With ours, it'll stay there.
The Gun Cleaners.
And maintaining the quality of the process, the quality of the end result, is another, and you guys are able to do both with the process that you have there.
Order your supply of the lube and the solvent at www.theguncleaners.com.
Thank you for taking the time to hang out with us on the M-W Tactical Podcast. Remember, a new podcast comes out every Tuesday. If you can't wait for Tuesday, go listen to past episodes to catch up on what you missed. Make sure you visit www.m-wtactical.com and see what all is offered on the site, where you can even purchase M-W Tactical apparel. But please, go to our Facebook and Instagram page and follow us on our journey in the sport of competition shooting and the realm of the 2A community. Until next week, keep shooting, keep practicing, and have fun.